today on Grindavik. With the club's Europa Conference League campaign about to get underway, manager Aussie Villain is preparing to announce that 2 new players have joined the club.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting anytime you sign a player, obviously, but we welcome these 2 guys with Europe just around the corner. So it's exciting, more exciting than usual, I'd say. Sorry, got to take this. Hello? Mr. Chairman, how are you? What? No, sir, you can't do this to me again. I told you that the budget was too big and you said it was fine. Yeah, it's exciting times.
Synker samman till segerstroppen Malta Grindavik Och jag vet Visst vattnen Gerida.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. We are trying to win the Champions League with the team, but today we start our Europa Conference League qualifying campaign, and before that we have an Icelandic Cup Quarter-Final to look forward to as well. But there is a lot to catch you up on that has happened off the field, and the main news is that we've had our wage budget cut again. It was always going to be too much. Now we've pretty much had it cut back to what we're spending. So that's obviously good, but I was kind of hoping of, really going in and trying to strengthen the squad for Europe, and obviously now that won't really be happening. Now the board has provided a cash injection as well to help with the running costs, so I mean, that helps a little bit, but if we go and have a quick look at the finances, we're still £500,000 in debt, and you can see that we're overspending by like £25, so it's absolutely fine. We've still got the 100 grand in the wage budget. I mean, I could probably just move that up a little bit. We won't be over budget anymore, will we? So there we go. But yeah, I mean, it's just frustrating, but it's the reality of where we are right now. Until we are able to get some big European money in, which hopefully we can take a step towards today, then this is just going to be our reality, and we're going to have to just deal with it for the time being. Now, another annoying thing that has happened is we've lost Marmot to the the Gold Cup. Copper, or what's the Spanish word for gold? It was called copper something when I was in Canada. It used to be called copper something. But anyway, Gold Cup is essentially the English translation. And so, yeah, we're going to be without him, which is a bit of a loss. I'm hoping French Guiana will not go far in the competition and be out after the group stage, but well, we'll have to wait and see in that one, won't we? Now, we have got a little bit of news in terms of incoming players as well. Now, our goalkeeper, the 36-year-old, has signed an extension. It says it's a 2-year extension. Well, it kind of is, I suppose. So 2027. So yeah, it is a 2-year extension. I don't think he's going to be around with us for all of that time, but £400 a week, to know that we have a good, solid goalkeeper at the club who hopefully will become a goalkeeping coach at some point, then I just think that that's worthwhile doing. So we've done that. We know we've got some youngsters as well, so we should be able to help that with the tutoring of them. He's fairly determined personality, so hopefully, he'll have a benefit in that. On that front as well. But we did sign 2 players for Europe, and when I say we signed them for Europe, what we've really done we have signed them for Europe because there's this squad registration. We can't actually register these guys in the league, so the plan is that they will play Europe and the cup games, and then we'll have the players that are registered to play in the league. So Elias Lenocci is our 22-year-old fullback on loan. We're not paying any monthly fee, £180 a week of his wages. He is on loan from Stabæk. I would guess that is how you would say that. Let's have a look at him. He's a fullback. He can play left or right. He is right-footed though, so typically he'll play down that right-hand side for us. It just allows us to use Shiba as a centre-back. It's just a little bit of cover in that sense. So yeah, I mean, and he can play on the left as well, as you can see, so he could play either side. He's decent enough physically. He can whip a cross in, decent marking, positioning, and all that sorts of things there are fine. So he's fine. He's just fine. And the other guy that we've got in on loan is this guy, Flo. And we're paying 210, a little bit more than that a week if he's not playing. And this guy is basically to come in and cover for Adel Steinson as a ball-playing centre-back. Good jumping reach, decent positioning. Tackling is not ideal, but he's here to be a backup. He can also step forward if we need him to, so he can cover a couple of positions. But primarily, I want him to come in and when Adel Steinson isn't playing, he will, and that way we can sort of keep that, it's a little bit more continuity, having a ball-playing centre-back next to, and in this case, it'll be Antonsen as sort of the big the big ball winner. This guy, jumping reach of 15, he's not shy of doing that himself, so he could prove to be a very, very useful player for us. That is certainly the plan. Now, we've got 2 games to catch you up on since last episode, both of them in the league. The first one was against KA. Marmot put us ahead early, and Ndongala played in Stefansson to make it 2-0 at half-time, before KA got a late goal back. So we controlled this game throughout, dominated possession as we always seem to do. We did make it a little bit nervous for ourselves at the end there. The 92nd minute goal back for them, it was never really in doubt. It was a obviously very late goal back. And you can see the midfield, Turpitson and Karasson were in there. So a very inexperienced midfield for us. And, you know, like I say, they did okay. They came in and we still dominated possession. So that's absolutely fine. The next game to catch you up on is again in the league against a struggling, to be honest, FH. Sayas found Stefansson to put us in front. FH pulled level, but Moa picked out Stefansson to restore a lead, before Ndongala wriggled free of the defence to seal the points. So they were quite a good team for a team that is struggling in the league, particularly in the first half. You can see on the XG tracker here, they really did give us a game. But they were gegenpressing, and I think they just ran out of steam in the second half, to be honest. And to give us credit, we played well as well. We were passing around their press nicely. So football was the winner in this one, but more importantly, we got the 3 points. So a quick look at what that means for the league, and we are currently 4 points clear of Vikinga. We are currently, 5 points clear of Fram, but we have a game in hand over them. So we're looking quite good, even if it's just to be a lesser competition in Europe. We are looking good to get through and score a European finish in the league. So that being the case, what we're kind of doing here, we can see the cup, which is what we're doing today in the first game. I think we not sacrifice the cup, but I think we save our better team for the league and for Europe, and so whoever's left can sort of play in the cup, because if we get knocked out, yes, we want to win it, don't get me wrong, we want to try and win it, and I'm not playing a bunch of no-hopers, but I just think we're going to get back in Europe, we don't need the cup for that, so the cup is the thing that's easy to sacrifice, so that's what we're going to do. That being said, let's look at the team that's going out to be sacrificed. And we are expecting a 4-4-2 out of Grotta, which is not actually what we were expecting. So that's a little bit interesting. And that might lead to a formation change here. Okay, so to counter the fact that they're going with 2 up top, it'll be Bjornitsen in goal. It'll be a first appearance for Flo. Now, this Hagel stud is actually, he's become club trained. Now, his potential ability has dropped down significantly, but I don't want to give up on him quite yet. So he'll play in this one as the covering defender. Antonsen will be the other wide centre-back. Arnetson and Halfporsson will be the wingers, or the wing-backs as the case may be. It'll be High, Turpitson and Olmarkson making his debut. Of course, I had him as Olmark. It's Olmarkson in Northern Ireland. In Northern Ireland? Where am I? Still in the world, aren't I? In Iceland. So that'll be a very young-looking midfield for us. It'll be Karasson and Jonsson as the 2 up front. We've got Lenoki on the bench if we need him. Padartson. We've got another of the new signings who I did introduce, but he hadn't actually officially joined us yet. So Haxon is on the bench as well. And who else there? Oh, and Djokovic, who is someone who came through the same youth intake as Turpitson and as Mortensen. So he is going to, he's on the bench for this one. He has made his debut. And Hammer as well, who is still at the club, is on the bench if we need him. All right, so we can see the team sheets here. Do we recognize anybody there? Not instantly. Yeah, so like I say, it's not a terrible team we're sending out, but it's definitely not our strongest, I would say. So, well, it's not our strongest, but we do have, this is a Monday game. We on, of course, it's Wednesday, or it might even be Wednesday, or but if not Thursday, we have our European fixture. All right, and here we go. So they have indeed come out. It'd be awkward if they didn't come out in the 4-4-2, wouldn't it, after all that? But they have done that, so that's excellent news. And yeah, it's a game, again, we should be good enough to beat them. And if we don't, then worst case scenario here, we've given some young players some game time. Flo would have got his debut. Hopefully he has a good game as well. And, well, talk about a kit clash even. This is... All right, so we have blue socks, they are yellow socks. That's maybe the easiest way to tell us apart. We've got a little bit of yellow on our shirt. I think it's the shirt, bottom of the shirt as well. So High has the ball. Karasson as the deep-lying forward. I've played him there a couple of times now, and he's quite good at that role. So I'm excited to see what he can bring here. But just right now, they are pinging it around a little bit. Now, they are also expected to be a gegenpressing side, sorry. So they are pinging it around quite nicely, and that is off the crossbar. So that's a bit of a worry. The fact that they are doing that is we will just get it wide. I always like with a gegenpressing side to try and go down the flanks, make them run around and try and tire them out. That's my logic with that. We'll see if it works, of course. But a gegenpressing side with 2 up front is not something that I've come up against before, I don't think. So whether it would actually work when we've just got the wingers in wide areas, I suppose, well, we're going to find out, aren't we? Poston as well, not a natural wing-back, very much more of a full-back. But it's not that much of a difference in playing the 2 roles, I wouldn't have thought. But we'll see here anyway. Karasson tracking back a long way. Like to see that. And Bjornitsen sees it past the post. It looks like it may have been offside anyway. Let's try to demand more. We've not really been in the game yet. Turpitsen stands over a free kick. Gets it wide there to nobody. I mean, I'm not surprised. The kits are essentially identical. Surely they've got a... We at home? No, they're at home. So surely it's our fault. We should... Surely we've got a yellow kit that we could be wearing here. Or Markson does well there. Poston. Can he get across into the box? He goes past his man. He finds Karasson. Can Karasson find Jonsson? There is Jonsson, and there's the goal. And that is the little bit of class that we needed to break them down. Really, really nice goal. And Karasson, again, as that deep lying forward, he just has that little bit of vision and passing that he needs just to find his strike partner. He does it really, really well. And a good finish from Jonsson as well. We needed him to take that chance. And, well, he's done just that. So really, that's a really good goal. I'm pleased with that one. All right, let's see if we can defend properly now. 61% possession again. I do think it is promising that the fact that we can, I should see exactly how many passes we've completed. It's not just that they're letting us have the ball. But I do like the fact that we look like we're able to change the team and still keep possession. So it's not... Ooh, good block by Halstad. You may remember when we first took over the club, I played him a couple of times, and I thought he did well. Obviously, we're a season or 2 on from that, and we just, because he wasn't club trained, we weren't actually able to play him. We weren't able to register him, as Ormarkson does well. They're getting a block in. So, yeah, he has fallen away a little bit in terms of his potential. Now, some of that, of course, is going to be the fact that we have better players. Because if you're not aware, the star ratings are relative to sort of the players that you have. So we sign better players, so other guys' star ratings might go down relative to them. But we've got away with that to an extent, you would say. Let's say, don't get complacent. We'll just say don't get complacent, and that will have to do for now. I'm wondering in terms of changes... Turpitsen's not having a great game as a deep-lying playmaker. I wonder if Halkson could go in there. He's got good passing. His vision isn't great, but it might be a good game to get him some game time in. Arneson has picked up a booking at right back. Now we do have our Norwegian loanee, Lenoki, I think is how you would pronounce it, or certainly how I'm going to say it. Here we go with, Jonsson! Stefansson's taking that chance, isn't he? I don't think there's any doubt about that. Let's try and demand more. That's just frustrated them. So we are completing passes. So that's good. We're dominating possession and passing the ball well as well. Okay, so let's make changes here. Turpitsen, he's still young, so it's just a matter of just getting these guys as much game time as we can. Arneson is not having a great game, so we'll bring on Lenoki for him. Poston's not having a great game either, but we don't really have a left back we can bring on. So he'll just have to try and get better. Ball forward, looking for Jonsson. Can't quite find him. And we see if we can put some pressure on them here. Poston does just that. Halstad, can he stop the cross coming in? He can't. And there is the equalising goal. So it is now 1-1. And you have to say it has been coming. They have deserved that. And are we going to crash out of the cup? And again, I kind of say it's not the end of the world, because I'm sort of backing us to get Europe again in the league or through the league. So I would rather sacrifice this and get as far as we can in Europe. So I am fairly confident in that, saying that everybody is going to roughly agree with that. And we've got a free kick to defend here. This is going to go in, isn't it? Get ready, Bjornsson. We might need you here, mate. Oh, it's taking forever. The suspense. There it is. 92nd minute. And, I mean, it wasn't a great... If you don't stand directly behind your wall, mate, you might be able to see something. It wasn't a great free kick, to be fair. It's not like it was stuck in a corner. And that is going to be that. Our defense of the cup ends in the quarterfinals. Part of that is just down to just favouring Europe, but yeah, that's still disappointing. So, unfortunately, that is that. We have called back Gudnason, who's one of our youngsters that was out on loan for the first half of the season. We need another left-footed winger so he can come in and do that job. But yeah, back to the job at hand. It was just all a little bit disappointing, wasn't it? So we've got some debuts out of the way, a little bit of cash. Turpitson reveals my fury, and yeah, there we go. Cup run ended, but as one door closes, another one opens, and this one leads to Europe. Okay, welcome back, and here we go. European football, finally. And, well, the board and the fans all expect us to lose. We are away from home in the first leg, and this team is a professional team. They are second in the Finnish top flight, so it's not going to be easy, and everything here just seems to suggest that we are very, very much underdogs for the game. So let's have a look and see what we're doing here. Now, we are expecting exactly the same sort of way that Grotta played against us, a 4-4-2 gegenpress. So hopefully I've learnt my lesson, and we're going to just stick with wingers and not play the way we did in that first game. So it's Bjornsson in goal. It is Halfpossen. We still have Marmot away on international duty. Where is he? There he is there. Not expected back until early August, so about a month away. Not ideal. Adelsteinsen, Magoma, and Shiba will be the back four. It is Sayes, Maya, and Capiello in midfield. Oscarson and Moa will be the wingers. Stefansson comes into play up top. We've got an extended bench with 12 players on there, so pretty much everybody makes the bench. And let's just... We're going to be in it for the second leg, don't we? That's the main thing here. All right, here we go. I can honestly say that I've never seen this team before. And, you know, you play Football Manager for a while, you do come across some weird and wonderful teams, but I've never seen them before. I wonder if that's any relation to Barcelona's Fatih, potentially. I don't recognise any other names there, I don't think, anyway. Let's see what we say to this. The media put on a worthy display. No, we're going to go out there and play our natural game today, boys. We are just going to try and do our best, really. Make sure we're in the tie for the second leg. All right, and here we go. We've got European graphics, of course, and music as well. I didn't realise that the Europa Conference League had a theme song. But anyway, this is all very cool, isn't it? Loving this. Substitutes there as well. Oh, this is neat. I haven't played in Europe before on this version of the game. So, yeah, very, very exciting. Here we go. The players walking out. Europa Conference League. It can go on a little bit too long, couldn't it? Anyway, there we go. Listening to the anthem that's just been playing. And now the music stops and they're all get there. So, anyway, that's nice. I like that. Here we go. Moa. Can we put on a European quality performance now? That is the big question. Oscarson wins it back for us. Maya. Back there for Sayas. Oscarson, he's got space in front of him to run into. Can he whip in a cross now? He's done really well. It's the cross that's there, and it's it's that man again. Stefansson gets the goal, and after in the fifth minute, we go 1-0 up. And, I mean, you just wonder at what level is Stefansson going to find his limit, because it certainly doesn't appear to be this. What about that? Controlled on the chest and then volleyed in. He is a wonderful, wonderful goal scorer. So a nice early lead. Now, of course, a reminder, there are no away goals. So, I mean, right now, I think we'd all like away goals to be part of this, but that's not the case. And, yeah, well, we just got to keep going. Again, we're dominating possession. The issue that I think we will run into in Europe, now this may or may not be that day, is the fact that we are a semi-professional team playing against professional teams. Just fitness, I think, and just general know-how. He's surely offside on that one. Does manage to get a shot on target still. I just think that is what's going to hold us back. But hopefully we can just go as far as we can and try and get... We've just got to try and get as much money as we can, don't we? Now, of course, longer term... This is good for this. I mean, we are going to start collecting coefficient points. Maya losers out there. And the higher we are in the coefficient points, the friendlier our draws will get further down the line. So if we can start now and start chipping away at moving up the coefficient table, then brilliant. Capiello, good ball for Stefansson. He's in again. Stefansson. Oh, with an Icelandic league goalkeeper have made that save. We've got a corner, though. Are we about to introduce Magoma to European football? Good ball in, just not quite on Magoma's head, though. There is a slight concern with Maya being on a booking. But as far as the first half in European football goes, not too bad. 1-0 up. We will tell them, don't get complacent. Don't let those performance levels drop. And I don't think there's any need to make any changes here, is there? So we'll just get back out there. No one's playing particularly badly. Hafporsson isn't having a great game. One thing I didn't budget for in the squad, and I mean it's partly my fault, and I feel like partly scheduler's fault as well, was losing Marmot to the Gold Cup. That did not even cross my mind. So we are potentially a left back short. This is some nice football. Stefansson on the run. Oh, and is that a save? No, he's missed it. He is human after all. But we would really have liked that to go in, wouldn't we? We've got defending to do here, and it's a penalty. Oskarson with a push. And is this about to be 1-1? Bjornsson, can he make a big save? No, he jumped out of the way of it. And it is 1-1. So, well, we've just got to be in the tie going back home. If he just stood there, he would have caught it. It's always easy to say after the fact, isn't it? But if he had just stood there, he would have caught it. And look at that. It's the first time in the game anything has kind of gone their way. All right, is there anything we can change here? Moa's not having a great game. Hafporsson's not having... The problem with Hafporsson is that we don't really have anybody that can play over there. Unless we do just stick Lenoki out there and try him as an inverted wing-back. Let's just keep encouraging. And 3 minutes of stoppage time, and we've got another highlight. Oh, it would be so disappointing if we don't end up with anything from this tie. Or this game, I should say. Is it a tie? The tie's the whole thing, isn't it? Stefansson wins it back. Here we go. Maya. He's got Oskarson on his outside. Oskarson. Can he beat his man? He can. Can he get a cross in now? We've got Capiello in there as well as Stefansson. It's headed away. And are we going to get sucker punch down the other end now? Surely we can win that. Capiello does. He nicks it. He's done brilliantly. Can he find Stefansson? Stefansson's in. Stefansson! Oh, he's got the dig, and Stefansson, in 15 seconds of stoppage time to go, has gone and won us the game in Finland. And it is a winning start for Grindavik in Europe. We are going to be going home. Look at this finish. Just dink, have some of that. And it is going to be, it's going to be a lead that we take back to our home ground with us. Except I don't think we can play at our home ground because it's too small. But coming back to Iceland is a 2-1 win. We dominated the game. We deserved to win it based off of the match stats. And they only scored from a penalty. So they didn't break us down in open play either. So Europa Conference League vintage display ensures Grindavik victory. Stefansson, I mean, you do worry that a bid's going to come in for him from somewhere. He is just a goal-scoring machine. And, I mean, what is his ceiling? It's certainly not with us. And, I mean, I could offer him a new contract. We're only paying him £150 a week for the best striker, clearly, in the country. And, I mean, I wonder if he's going to get a call-up to the national team. 22 goals from 12 starts he has this season. I mean, that is a ridiculous number. So, yeah, I mean, he's just doing very well for us, isn't he? But that will do it for today. Sorry about the cup. I think everybody's going to be on board with me that Europe is just the most important thing right now. We need to get the money for Europe, and the league, we're looking good to re-qualify for Europe through that at some level. So, yeah, I think we've done the right thing, albeit I probably should have stuck with our usual formation, and maybe there's a mistake made by me there. But anyway, that is that. We'll be back next time for the second leg, and then it will either be, I guess, breed a blink even, or the first leg of the next tie. Now, if you're wondering how much money is involved here, if we go and have a look at rules, it is, where are we here? Are we league path? 86 grand per round. I think we're in the league path. So that is what we get all the way up. And then if we get to this league phase, it doesn't look like there's actual money for qualifying for the league phase, but then you get money for each thing. And you can see here, the way I think it works, and you can, if you do know better, let me know. But certainly the way that it looks to work is, yeah, I mean, I don't actually know, to be honest. The way that I think it's working in my head is that you get drawn into a group, you play all those teams that are just in your group, but it's a league table format. So if you're in the top 8 of that league, then you get through to the round of 16, and it looks as though the next 16 teams then play in the first knockout round. So you'll have 8 winners of that who will then go into play the eight teams that are in the top of the group or the league table. That's the way I think it's going to work, but obviously I don't know. But anyway, until next time, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.